What's up, everyone? This is Chris Talks Crypto. Looking today at another stock, a crypto-based stock. Today we are looking at Hut 8. So Hut 8 is a high-performance computing solutions company. They are primarily in Bitcoin mining. But let's take a look at what they got. So this is their website. Gain access to unparalleled high-performance architecture to address even the most demanding computing challenges, from AI to machine learning to graphics rendering. Hut 8's infrastructure and networking capabilities support customers' complex workloads and computing needs. So it sounds like they're much more a computer company than they are like a proper Bitcoin mining company. But again, you need those companies that serve that purpose for the actual bettering of the computer hardware, the infrastructure, and all that. So accelerated infrastructure for advanced workloads and data intensive challenges. Our customer designed high performance computing solutions offer flexible deployment to help you tackle innovation challenges. Let me see what else they got. So it looks like they got some pretty big backing. So like Dell technology, best in class access to powerful technology solutions, liquid, pure storage. So we got some testimonials here. All right, so they do a little bit of mining. So high performance computing looks like one part of it. Track record and talent, repair center, hosting. Let's see what this is. We've been navigating Bitcoin's market cycles and supporting sovereign systems since 2018 and know the roadmap to digital asset mining success looks like. Pioneers in managing market volatility with HODL to prove it. With years of experience in digital mining assets, multiple locations, some of the most efficient mining servers, they have some of the strongest operations in the mining game. So there's some bold claims we're making here. Our digital asset services, so what do? They have your repair center, your hosting, your managed services, so turnkey there that you have with the... so this is good. It looks like they got a deep technical background for sure. Our mining locations that they have, it looks like it's primarily in Canada, but they do have a couple in... Texas as well. So Granbury, Texas, King Mountain, Texas, so on and so forth. Let's look at their about. Canadian data mining, first Canadian data mining company on the NASDAQ. So that's cool. The story behind the Hut. Alan Turing is the father of computers, created the bomb, a machine that could quickly crack the enigma code and intercept enemy communications. It was the name of the building that he did this in, so that's cool. Nearly a century after Turing and his team cracked the code during World War II, the original Hut 8 roof, we believe that they were on the precipice of a revolution of AI and high-performance computing. This is their management team. I'm not going to look too much into them. So on and so forth. Board of directors, ESG, of course, at this point. So that's cool. That is cool. They have a very beautiful site. So that's all I need to see on them. Hut 8 Corporation. They are $7.82 on the NASDAQ. That closed on Friday at the end of the market day. Let's take a look at the overview of what they are. We probably already answered a lot of that in looking at their website, but we'll take another look here. Key stats. Their market cap is about 700 million. Net income negative 179. Literally every mining stock that I've looked at has had a negative income, and even the other crypto-based ones like Coinbase, like they had negative income last year. Net income. I'm not worried about that. I keep saying that. Not worried about that at all, just because, again, this is a cycle-driven market at this point, and we're about to enter the upcycle. We're in the upcycle right now. It's just a slow part. Revenue, shares floating out there, 88 million. So a little lower float than some of the other ones with the 200 millions and 300s. Technology, about 100 employees, technology services, founded in 2023. I think that, I don't know about that one. I think they said 2018. Headquartered in Miami, so US-based company. Their headquarters are in the US at least. Performance. So it looks like they actually had a couple years where their net income was positive. So that's good. So their margin was decently high at, 2%, 46% on their margin for 2020. 2021. They probably ate just off of the move to, work from home with technology. So I don't know if they got their hand in that too, but that was a good year for Bitcoin as well. Then we started going down as with the bear market. Makes sense. That's not alarming. Nothing is bad. If you know why something is going down, it's not alarming. It's only when things are going down and you don't understand why. That's when it's like, okay, maybe I should consider getting out. But this all makes sense. Free cash flow is negative and has been negative. They needed something to stay alive at this point, some debt. I think a lot of these companies are willing to take on debt to survive just because of the fact that they recoup all of that during the bull market, which is what we're coming up on. Doesn't look like they've been hitting their earnings for the past couple of years. 2020 was a good year for them, but ever since they've been lower on the earnings. So yeah, we'll have to see. It looks like this has been an overestimated stock at this point, just up into that, at least for the past 4 years. But again, it's only about 4 years old, and this space is not very mature. So we don't really know how to value it as easily as we do some of the other older industries. So 88 million, this is like all float. This is all free float. It's not very many insider shares. It doesn't look like closely held shares. Let me see. We looked at a lot of this earlier. They're beating their revenue estimates, but just not their earnings estimates. So yeah, interesting to see. Okay, let's take a look at their charts. So this is it's very predictable, right? So 2018, we didn't have this is the end of the bull market here. In 2017, so I mean, if this was around from here, you'd probably see a spike up here as well. But if you look at it, this is very predictable, right? So you go up to 2020 and you run up in 2021, and then you came down through June, and then like we had this big run up into November, which is when the bull market ended, and we turned into the bear market, and then you had crypto winter. This is all crypto winter, and we haven't even made that turn back up to the upside yet. So if I look at a weekly chart, it's probably not going to tell me anything more. Like if we look at the moving average, it's just dancing around this. It's doing nothing. Let's put the drawings on. We came up and we hit this level twice, so we could probably even move this down here a bit. Came up, bumped that level twice, bumped it again. Couldn't do anything. You'll probably see a little pause here, a little pause here. I definitely could see a pause around 60K. A little pullback and then coming up, and then again you're off to 80 at that point, which is a 10x from where we're at right now, continuing on to the upside, and then from there's nothing above this, so it's all free air at that point. So only going in incremental steps. I mean, you look at what potentially 100,000 could look like, or 120 or 141. So if we're at $7.82 right now, 140 is a 20x. This is a little bit over a 10x at this point, but so somewhere between 10 and 20x. So I mean, 15x would be somewhere in here. But these are some of your potential price levels that you could hit. This being obviously the most likely that you're going to surpass the all-time high, but the question becomes how high. Could you have another 20x on your hands? I don't know. Again, looking at a different light in the Bitcoin miner statistics. Block rewards, revenue total. Let's look at the block rewards. It's been getting more and more predictable over time. So you have the volatility here, and we keep getting less and less volatile. And to now, current day, we're producing a very tight band. That band is going to be even tighter after the halving. So we're going to produce probably right at 450 to 500 every single day. With the miner difficulty going up, with the hash rate going up, and that all happens in the next less than 60 days. So the halving is a huge deal for not only miners, but for the Bitcoin industry as a whole, for crypto as a whole, because everything hinges on Bitcoin. It's denominated in Bitcoin, and when Bitcoin moves, the rest of the market moves. The PUL multiplier. So this is looking at when you're in this green band, it's usually the best time to buy. If we take a look at it, these are your lows, and then you continue on to the upside, and then you hit this red. It's like, hey, we should probably consider selling here. So selling here wouldn't have been terrible. Selling here would have been great. And then you have this rundown again back to, hey, this is probably a little bit of time that we should look at buying. And then you run up to red. This almost tracks it perfectly. The PUL multiplier, it's a minor statistic. And you come down, good area to buy in, and so on and forth. You got another opportunity here, and your opportunity is still, at this point, we're going up, but we haven't even gotten up here yet. I think you could see another opportunity where it just kind of slams up to the top of it like this. So we still have some time. We still have some time, in my opinion. But the PUL multiplier is basically, it's looking at Bitcoin's economy. Bitcoin miners are sometimes referred to as compulsory sellers. So basically Bitcoin miners have to sell their Bitcoin to pay the bills. They can't just hold on to their Bitcoin. They can hold on to some of it, but the majority of it gets sold onto the market for further consumption on exchanges and dexes and all that different type of stuff. The revenue that they generate, therefore, influences the price. So the PUL multiplier is divided by taking the daily issuance in dollars. So, I mean, if they're making, I don't know, let's say 1,000 Bitcoins a day and we're at 50,000. 50,000 times 1,000 is what? 500,000, 5 million, 50 million. 50 million a day that Bitcoin miners are making across the world. So they're taking the value of the daily issuance divided by like the 1 year moving average of it. And then you get this value here. So that's how it moves up and down. So when the daily issuance is very high compared to the end of compared to the previous year, then this is going to continue to go up. And it looks like it ranges really between about, I don't know, 2 and what is that, 8? Yeah, 2 and 8. This is looks like a logarithmic scale that we got going on here, but it's basically, yeah, you're looking at moving averages. They're pretty much current day and 365. Always got to end it off with the options, seeing what that chain is looking like. HUT is your ticker, $7.78, 76 cents. We're looking at the buy long call options. If I'm taking a look here, again, none of this is financial advice. We're just looking at what you could potentially do. I didn't tell you to buy anything. So I'm looking at longer term options. So January 16th, we're looking at about $2 per option, which is about $200 a contract, $200.05. So one contract is $205. There we go. If you want 10 contracts, you can bump it up to $2,000, or if you want 100 contracts, you can bump it up to $20,000 if you believe in this stock. And that's with any of them. You can do that, that much. But we'll just go with the standard base unit of one contract, and we will see what we get. So the range I put it in was between 0 and 150. So I think we said 140 was the high end, which is your 20x. You could look at different ridiculous valuations of it, but I think potentially a 20x is a good place to stop. If it goes higher than that, then it's icing on the cake. Even if you get to a 10x, that's pretty good. 10x is pretty good off of a stock over a year or 2 year time frame. So taking a look here. The option was for a strike price of, what did I call it? Oh, $35. Is that what I did? Yeah, $35. Okay, so we're definitely out the money at that point. So you'd have to get to about $40 to break even. Between about $35 and $40 to break even. So somewhere in there. I don't think that's hard at all. Like, we should get there with relative ease. That is a 6x at that point. So this one's a little bit, you may consider buying a more in the money one. So it's like, I don't want a 6x before I get there. So maybe potentially 27.20. That's still about the same price. So $2.30 versus $2. And so you pay an extra $75 for the contract, but you're much further in the money. So I'm going to do that. We're just going to do that. We're going to do the $20 option. And I did not calculate. I did not recalculate. Okay. If I recalculate that brings it down a little bit. So really, you only need a 2x at that point. Again, this is a longer term option, so you're giving it more time to play out. So if you give it a 2.5x, you start breaking even around $20 to $25. That will continue on. We look at our different price levels. So to get a 10x, that would bring you up to about $70. That is a $4,000 play off of a $200 contract. That's not bad. You have I don't know why this is in the way. I don't want Sonic right now. $70. You have 85. What do we say? So if we get to 100, potentially that's a $7,000 play off of 2,000. What did we say? $205, $275 somewhere in there. Call it 250. 140 is your 20x, your mythical 20x, right? That's $11,000 off of a $200 play. That's pretty good odds, in my opinion. Even if you don't get all the way up to 20, that's still good bread. Even if we get up to 70, right? 4,000 off of a $200 play, you're not making that type of return really off of too much else. This is a season of opportunity. I see it as with all the Bitcoin and crypto hype going around. Like the Bitcoin mining stocks are just going to eat just off of being in the proximity of this space for sure. So that's pretty much all I got. I usually end on the options chain, but again, this has been Chris Talks Crypto. Check out any crypto-based resources on christalkscrypto.com, and I will see y'all on the moon. Take care. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.